Before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay connected to our stories. This is Haitian Folktales, Stories of Our Mothers, a journey through dust, strength, and legacy. Now, let the story unfold. In the hills of Haiti, where the roosters call before the sun even stirs, a quiet army of women wakes with the earth. They are the Madam Saras, mothers, sisters, daughters, warriors in head wraps and faded skirts. And this is their story. Before the city stirs, before children cry, and before husbands demand, airy they're moving, wrapping bundles, counting gourds, whispering prayers. It's not the alarm clock that wakes them. It's the debt. It's the hope. It's the mangoes and dried fish that must reach the market before the sun turns cruel. Louise is up first. She ties her headscarf tight, like armor. She kisses a photo of her son, who now studies medicine in Port-au-Prince. She is tired, but proud. Her hands may be callous, but her dreams are soft and gold-laced. Roseland lives 3 houses down. She argues with her teenage daughter, again. The girl wants to dance, to be free, but Roseland knows how the world eats women whole. She sharpens her words like knives, because in this life, softness gets stolen. Magdala is already outside, waiting, her hands folded, her eyes to the sky. She once dreamed of being a teacher. Now she sells cassava and bitter oranges. Still, she smiles. Some dreams die loud. Others become lullabies you hum through the dust. They gather, one by one, like stars called back to earth, each woman carrying more than baskets. They carry stories, secrets, regrets. They climb aboard the Camion, a battered blue beast with rusted sides and prayers painted on the front. Je suis connais, bon Dieu capable. It coughs to life. The road waits. And so begins the journey of the women on the Camion. The Camion groans as it pulls away from the village. Its tires drag across gravel and red clay, kicking up dust that sticks to the soul. The sun hasn't yet burned off the morning chill, but the women have already begun to sweat. They sit shoulder to shoulder, knees pressed against sacks of charcoal, crates of eggs, bundles of bananas. There is no room for comfort here, only survival. Louise fans herself with a folded newspaper. Roseland scolds someone for bumping her breadbasket. Magdala hums a church song under her breath. And then, another woman boards. Her name is Zete. She is not like the others. She wears a bright yellow scarf and oversized earrings. Her perfume is strong, too strong for a camion. And she speaks with the accent of someone who once lived in Miami. The others look at her sideways. She is too clean, too loud, too something. No pragains in Georgia, someone whispers. We're going to have some drama today. Zete sits anyway, back straight, eyes sharp. She's returning home to sell what she calls imported fashion, but fashion doesn't mean much on a road like this, where the bridge might collapse and the rain might drown your earnings. Still, she laughs, loud, unapologetic, and soon even Roseland cracks a smile. The truck bounces, hard. Someone hits their head against the railing. A child begins to cry, but no one yells. They've all learned how to ride pain in silence. The road stretches like a promise and a threat. It winds through banana fields and broken fences, past roadside crosses and half-built churches. They pass a mango tree, tall, heavy with fruit. Someone shouts, "Nous gampi bon mango la." We've got the best mangoes right here. And for a moment, everyone laughs. Together. These women may fight. They may judge. But in this camion, they are sisters of circumstance, bound by burden, bruised by hope, and moving forward, one pothole at a time, and gasps with each jolt. Then, a back tire bursts. The truck lurches sideways. Crates tumble. The women scream, then silence themselves. Instinct. Because in Haiti, sound is a luxury. Silence is survival. The driver jumps down. He's barefoot, swearing under his breath. He kicks the tire like it insulted his mother. The women do not panic. They do not cry. They do what they've always done. They wait. Rosalinde fans herself harder. Louise checks to make sure her mangoes didn't burst. Magdala begins to pray. And Zita? She gets out and starts yelling. This is nonsense. Every time I come home, it's the same story. You can't even fix a tire? But her words fall flat. This isn't America. Here, patience is currency, and yelling is just noise. A few men from nearby homes appear. They offer tools, advice, empty promises. One of them smiles too long at Rosalinde. She cuts him with her eyes. A child begins to sing, a strange, wandering lullaby, the kind passed down from market woman to daughter's daughter. Soon, Magdala joins in. Then Louise, then Zita. The driver's frustration becomes background music. They sing for their mothers. They sing for their daughters. They sing to keep from screaming. The tire gets fixed, eventually. A miracle held together with rope and rust. They board again. No one says thank you. No one needs to. Their silence speaks fluently. In this land, gratitude is not words. It's motion. The Camion roars once more. The road does not care. But the women do. They have mouths to feed and memories to outrun. As the Camion climbs again, the women fall into a stillness, the kind of silence that only comes when hearts are busy remembering. Each woman stares ahead, but her eyes are far away, deep in the folds of the past. We begin with Louise. Once, she was a teacher. Her classroom was a mango grove with benches carved from tree trunks. She taught with joy, and the children called her Manmi Lou. But when her husband died, the school closed. She traded chalk for charcoal, textbooks for tarps. Now, her son studies medicine in the city, and every time she sells a bag of rice, she buys him another page of his future. Next, Rosalinde. She never wanted this life. She wanted music. As a girl, she sang into hairbrushes, dreaming of Port-au-Prince stages. But dreams shrank when she met Jean-Michel, a man with charm like poison and fists like thunder. Now he is gone, but his ghost lingers in her daughter's anger, in her fear of being too soft. Rosalinde is all edge now, but once she was song. Then Magdala. She once loved a man who loved God more than her, a preacher with honeyed words and wandering eyes. He filled her with children, then shame, left her with neither ring nor blessing. Still she believed. Magdala finds strength in surrender. She carries cassava and faith in equal measure. The Camion bumps and a new voice speaks. It is Mambo Clara, the oldest woman on board. She's been sitting quiet in the corner, wrapped in layers of skirts and mystery. Her eyes are cloudy, but her voice is clear. Nous c'est potomitan, she says. We are the center posts, the pillars of this land. The women listen, even Zete. Clara was once a midwife, a healer. She brought hundreds of babies into this world, but lost her own to a fever one rainy season. Since then, she's delivered other people's hopes. But hers? She buries them in silence. The Camion rattles on, but now the weight is not just from cassava and coal. It is from memory, from motherhood, from all the things these women carry that cannot be sold or shared. Still they ride. Because when a woman cannot walk her pain, she rides it. At last, after miles of bumping, praying, remembering, the Camion pulls into the open field. This is the market. But it is not just a place. It is a battleground. It is theater. It is survival. The women jump down before the wheels even stop, like soldiers trained by repetition. They untie baskets, lift crates, hoist sacks onto their heads with grace born of necessity. The air is thick, not just with dust, but with shouting, bartering, sizzling oil, and raw ambition. Mangle pulsing cold. Gadesa, frewi. Me banan, me piman, me vian sale. Colors flash, red peppers, yellow plantains, blue tarps, brown skin glistening under a punishing sun. Zete opens her suitcase. Inside, scarves, soaps, knockoff perfumes. She lines them neatly, arranging her pride for sale. Louise sets her baskets down gently, like they're sacred. Each mango polished, as if her son's future depended on it, because it does. Roseland grips her bread tray like it's a weapon. No one touches her table without paying. Magdala kneels in prayer first, then lifts her bag of cassava. And Mambo Clara, she sits in the shade under a crooked umbrella, offering teas, herbs, and words laced with truth. Customers come and go. Some haggle, some steal. But the women hold their ground. They joke, they argue, they protect each other. A teen boy tries to snatch a mango, but Roseland grabs his wrist with lightning speed. He freezes, afraid. Then Magdala offers him a piece of cassava. No charge. He runs off, but his eyes linger, because kindness, like hunger, leaves a mark. The sun climbs higher, sweat beads, feet ache, but the women stay, because the market is not just where they sell, it's where they live, where they become seen. And even if the world forgets them, here, for a few hours, they write their names in dirt and noise. They are not invisible. They are Madam Sara, and this is their domain. Just when the market reaches its peak, when gourds are exchanged and bargains are struck, trouble arrives. Two men in faded uniforms. Police, maybe, maybe not. In Haiti, the line is often blurred. They don't ask questions. They bark orders. You need papers. This table is illegal. Pay up or pack up. Fear ripples across the market like a sudden wind. Mangoes roll, bread goes untouched. Mothers reach for their children. Louise lowers her head. She's seen this before. Roseland stiffens, her jaw clenched. Magdala grips her rosary tighter. Zeddy starts to argue, but moves. A new woman moves. A new woman, one we haven't met yet. She's tall, barefoot, arms like tree trunks, a widow of 3 hurricanes, mother of 6, and guardian of this corner of the market. When the fake police reach for Clara's bag of herbs, Yolande steps forward. "You touch her again, you won't have hands left." They laugh. Wrong move. Yolande doesn't shout. She lifts her skirt and pulls a machete from beneath. Not polished, not shiny, worn, curved, and ready. The crowd gasps, not from fear, but pride. Because in Haiti, a woman doesn't always cry. Sometimes she sharpens steel. The men step back. One tries to talk, the other stumbles, and just like that, they vanish. No bribes paid, no pride lost. Yolande doesn't gloat. She sheathes the blade, returns to her stall, and the women, they exhale, together. In this market, they are not only sellers, they are defenders, of fruit, of dignity, of each other. That day, no one forgets what power looks like, wrapped in cloth, standing barefoot, holding truth in one hand and a machete in the other. The sun has begun to lower itself gently, like an old man easing into a hammock. The market slowly empties. Coins are counted. Baskets are lighter. Some goods sold, some traded, some still clinging to hope. The women climb back into the Camion, slower now, the morning's strength replaced by evening's weariness. But in their eyes, something has shifted. They are not just tired. They are full of fire, of fight, of something unspoken. Louise leans her head back, her hand resting on a nearly empty mango basket. She thinks of her son and smiles. Roselande closes her eyes, but she's not asleep. She's listening to the breath of her daughter in her mind, and she decides to try again. Magdala hums the same lullaby from earlier, softly, like a prayer stitched from memory. Zeta reapplies lipstick with a cracked mirror, because even when the world shakes you, you finish with flair. Clara lays her hand on Yolanda's knee. No words, just gratitude. And Yolanda? She sits tall, her hands resting on her thighs, as if she's holding up the whole truck with her strength alone. The Camion rolls through the darkening road. Fireflies blink along the path. Children wave from porches. A dog barks in the distance. There is peace here. Not comfort, not ease, but peace. The kind born after a storm, when the roof held and the ground didn't swallow you. The women don't speak. They've said enough. They ride through dusk, worn, stained, beautiful, each one carrying home more than goods. They carry proof that they showed up, that they stood up, that they did not disappear beneath the weight of the world. And tomorrow they will do it again, because they are the stories of our mothers. They are the women on the Camion. And in their journey, we find our own.